Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to Bookmas. It is day 6 of Bookmas, so we're almost at a week, and I cannot believe that. How have I done it for basically a week? That's insane. But today I have a very exciting video. I'm going to be tier ranking all of my 5-star reads, and I have a lot of 5-star reads because I've been reading for like 4 years. It's been my main hobby for about 4 years, and so I've accumulated a lot of 5 stars because a lot of people are quite harsh with their 5 stars. Like, it takes a lot for a book to be 5 stars. But for me, I'm just like, if I enjoyed it, if the vibes are good, if it, like, the main thing is if it evokes an emotion in me, if it makes me laugh, if it makes me cry, if it makes me like have butterflies, just any emotion, if it makes me feel something, it's probably a 5-star read for me. Like, I'm very lenient. But saying that, 2025 has been my worst reading year ever. I think I've had maybe 3 5-stars in the whole year. But then I've only read 30 books, so I just haven't been reading good books. I really haven't been choosing ones that I know I'll like, if that makes sense. I need to, like, 2026 is my reading year. I know it's going to be my reading year. I'm going to try and read books that I actually gravitate towards and not just ones that I think I should read, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna try not to waffle. I want this to be like clear, concise. There'll be no spoilers. I'm not really gonna talk about the books. I'm just gonna rank them is essentially what's gonna happen, because I tried filming this video 2 days ago and I talked for over an hour, and that's insane. No one's gonna watch that. So we're gonna try and be very concise and blunt with it. So let's get on to the tier list. Okay. Here's my tier list. If I'm looking this way a lot, it's because my laptop is here and you guys are here. So I'm sorry if I'm looking between you, but we're gonna get right into it. So the tiers that we have best the best, perfection at the top. That's pretty self-explanatory. They're like my 6-star god tier all-time favorite books up there. Then we've got amazing. This is just like incredible books that I love, but they're not like my all-time favorites, but it's a very like solid, incredible, amazing book. Then in the middle, we have Makes Sense. This is just like, yeah, like, of course, that's a 5-star. It makes sense that I would rate that a 5-star, but it's like nothing crazy. Then we've got Probably Would Rate Lower Now. This is just like, if I were to reread this again or thinking back on the book, I probably would rate it lower. It doesn't really hold that 5-star vibe to me anymore. And then at the bottom, we have What Was I Thinking? This is like, really, did I really rate that 5 stars? That's what that tier is for. So let's get into it. Oh my god, that was so hot. It's like burning my chest. Hold on. Alright, so starting off strong, starting off on a great foot, we've got A Court of Wings and Ruin. Now, ACOTAR is the series that really got me into reading, as it did most people. So these books just have like a place in my heart, and A Court of Wings and Ruin is my favorite in Feyre's story. Of Court of Silver Flames is my all-time favorite in the series, but A Court of Wings and Ruin is incredible. I prefer Wings and Ruin to Mist and Fury, which I know is controversial, but I preferred like the politics and the things that went down and like the found family aspect rather than Mist and Fury, which is more based on like romance. Moving on, we have Nightfall by Penelope Douglas, and if there's one thing to know about me, is that I love Penelope Douglas. I've read probably too many of their books. I'm obsessed, but I read them all when I was like just getting into reading, so it really hooked me into reading. And honestly, Sarah J Maas and Penelope Douglas are the main 2 people I have to thank for getting into reading. So we have Nightfall. This is book 4 in the Devil's Night series. It's like a dark romance series, but there's like so many other things that happen. So the series is about 4 way too privileged, way too rich guys, and they do some horrible things and fucked up things and basically just take advantage of their privilege and power. So, you know, if this was a real life thing, I would hate them, but because it's not real life and the books are kind of fun, I loved them. Yeah, Nightfall is the last book. It's about Will, and I think I'm putting this in Makes Sense, or Probably Would Rate Lower Now, just because it's the last book in the series, so I already love all the characters. Like, I've been with them for so long, so like any story with them I'm gonna love, and I feel like it makes sense that it was 5 stars, because the first and second book in the series I did not rate 5 stars, but by the time I got to the 3rd and 4th book, I was like hooked and I loved it, so I'm gonna put it in Makes Sense that it was 5 stars. Moving on, we have The Sweetest Oblivion by Daniel Laurie, and This is part of a trilogy. It's a mafia romance trilogy. I think there was supposed to be more books, but I don't think we're ever getting them. And I love this series so much. If you're gonna read mafia romance, read this series. It's incredible. So this is the first book, and I'm gonna put it, hold on, I need 2 hands for this. I'm gonna put it in amazing because I just love this series so much, but it's not my favorite out of the 3. This was the first mafia romance book I've ever read, so you can already tell, like, it changed something in me. It really changed my brain chemistry. Next we have Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas, another Sarah J Maas book. I will say I haven't finished the Throne of Glass series. I'm currently reading it right now, but it's on pause for Bookmas because in December I'm only reading Christmas books. So, but when it gets to January, I'll pick back up. I'm on Queen of Shadows right now and I'm having a great time. I love it. Crown of Midnight I'm going to put in amazing because it's not a god tier, like, all-time favorite book of mine, but it was so good. It's where things really pick up in the series. It's where, like, just so many things happen, and it was a great time. Lots of things get revealed, lots of things happen. It's when, like, the plot really picks up. Okay, then we have Ignite Me. This is from the Shatter Me series, and I'm gonna put it in probably would rate lower now, mainly because I read this when, like, everyone was talking about it, everyone was hyping it up, and everyone was saying, like, this is the best book, god tier, 5 stars, incredible, and I think I was kind of influenced to give it 5 stars. Like, I think if I read this without hearing anyone talk about it, I wouldn't have rated it 5 stars, but just because literally everyone and their mum was being like, oh, this is so good, 5 stars, incredible, I think I was like, yeah, sure, 5 stars. I also haven't continued the series after reading Ignite Me, so I feel like that says a lot. Next we have A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in what was I thinking. I've never, well, at the time I read this book, which I was in year 12, literally when it came out, I've never read anything like it. I've just read, like, rom-coms and romantasy, and this book is not a rom-com. It's kind of like a young adult dark romance, if that makes sense, but it's been a long time, so I could be absolutely waffly about that. And I just feel like, because I'd never read anything like it, I was gagged, you know, because I just hadn't read or watched or, you know, consumed a story like it. But definitely, if I was to read it now, I think I would hate it. I think I would cringe. I think I'd be so over it. It was probably a fun time when I read it, but now I just don't think, I think I would hate it. Okay, next we have Fire Night. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in Makes Sense. This is the novella that comes after Nightfall, so it's like the last book in the series, but it's really short. And again with Nightfall, it's just like all the characters come together. It's been like years, they all have kids, and it was just wholesome. So yeah, it makes sense. Then we have The Chase. I think again I'm gonna put this in Makes Sense. I don't know what it is about Briar U, but off campus I did not like at all. Like, probably the highest rated book was The Goal, and I gave it 3 stars. I hated the deal, I hated the score, I hated the mistake. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. But then Briar U, I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed. It has been a while, so granted I don't remember too much, but I remember just absolutely loving the series and all the books and all the characters. So I'm gonna put it in Makes Sense because I obviously, like, don't really remember the things that happened, but I remember loving it, so it's gonna go, it makes sense that it's there. Next book is quite interesting. We have Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. Before I put it in the rankings, I, like many people, I read Colleen Hoover books very early on in my reading journey. I feel like just any adult book you read for the first time, you're gonna be obsessed because you've just finally, like, read it. It's like opened your eyes to reading, and that kind of gets everyone obsessed into it. So I read Ugly Love very early on, and I just remember being absolutely shocked by the ending and being just consumed in the story. I read it in one day. This was the first book I'd ever read in one day. So I was just, like, in bed all day reading it, and then obviously the ending happens, and then after I was just, like, in shock for a bit. So it was 5 stars for me because at the time I was shook by it. I read it so quickly, like, I was obsessed. But now it's been maybe like 4 years, 3 years, something. I know I would hate it. I know I would hate it. Like, I know I would cringe. I know I'd be over it. I honestly don't think I would even pick it up in the first place. So for that, it's going in What Was I Thinking? What was I thinking? Like, yeah, at the time I get it, you read it so fast, but just because you read it so fast doesn't mean it has to be a 5 stars. Then we have Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I'm going to be quite controversial here and put it in probably would rate lower now, mainly because I do not remember a single thing about this book. I don't remember the setting, I don't remember the characters, I don't remember any plot points, and I feel like if it was such a great book and such a good 5 stars, it would have stuck with me in some way. So for that, it's going to probably would rate lower now, because obviously it shouldn't have been a 5 stars. Next is Hook, Line and Sinker. Now, I feel like not many people think this, but I'm putting it in amazing. Like, that book was crazy. Like, I love it. So the first one is It Happened One Summer. I did like that book, but it was just kind of like, I didn't really care. But this one, something about the 2 main characters and their like relationship and how they interact really just had me in a chokehold. I don't know what it is, but I love them so much. I read this a long time ago, and I just every summer I'm like, I need to reread it, but I don't. 2026 is the year of rereads for me, I'm telling you now. It's the year of starting new series, lots of fancy. I want to read lots of fancy this year, and rereading my favorite books, because I'm forgetting them. Obviously, like, you'll see through this video, I'm forgetting what they're about, and I just need, if they're 5 stars, like, obviously I love them, so why am I not rereading them? Like, I rewatch my favorite movies, so why am I not rereading my favorite books? You know? Again, we have another Emily Henry. It's Beach Read. I think I'm gonna put it with book lovers, because again, I don't know what it is about Emily Henry books. I've read 4 Emily Henry books and I don't remember anything about any of them. Next is Say You Swear. I'm putting this in Makes Sense, because I remember flying through this book. I remember being obsessed. I remember loving the characters, and it wasn't like, I don't know, it was just like high school fun vibes, but also it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, finally, we have another god tier 6-star book, and that is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Everyone and their mom loves this book, but truly, I love this book. I love most of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, and this one really takes the cake. It was incredible. The whole last like 20%, I was sobbing the whole way through. So if there's one book you take from this video to read, you should read that one. Although you probably already have, because for a good couple of years, this was the only book that Book Talk talked about. For good reason, but also, can we diversify? Also, that is another 2026 reading goal for me, is to actually diverse my reading and read from other authors and new authors that I've never read, and new stories, because the only books you see on my tier list are books that you've seen everyone talk about. Like, where's the underhyped book? Where's the diversity? Like, I'm embarrassed and ashamed. I will do a video talking about my 2026 reading goals and the books I want to read next year, but that is a big goal of mine, is to just open my eyes, essentially. This is a graphic novel, so I'm just going to put it in Makes Sense. It's super cute. The Tea Dragon Society, it was just a fun moment. I love a graphic novel, and that one was super cute. Okay. The Roommate Experiment. It's going up here. I feel like this is the same sort of vibe as Hook, Line and Sinker, where everyone was obsessed and loves the first book, but then the second book kind of falls off. But for me, it's the other way around. Like, The Spanish Love Deception, don't get me wrong, I love that. I love Aaron Blackford. Like, I love that book. But this, The American Roommate Experiment, so much better. So much better. Again, with Hook, Line and Sinker. Like, the 2 main characters here just did it for me. Like, I loved them so much more than the first book. If you've been wanting to read The American Roommate Experiment but have heard negative things, don't listen. Listen to me, and I'm telling you to read it. Okay, moving on. Red, White, I can never say this quickly. Red, White, and Royal Blue is going in Makes Sense, because I read this so long ago that I remember enjoying it, but it was one of the first books I'd ever read in my young adult life. Okay, now we have Kill Switch, another Penelope Douglas book, and this is going in amazing because I liked it more than Nightfall. This was my favorite book in the series. I don't know, just so many things went down, so many things happened, you find out so many things. It's just like a whole nother side to a lot of characters in this book, and it was just great. And Winter the FMC is probably one of my favorite FMCs in the whole world. Okay, another Penelope Douglas book. Are we surprised? No. And that's Punk 57. Best of the best, perfection. Like, in terms of the writing, it's not perfection, but in terms of how it made me feel and how the emotions it evokes in me, and then like nostalgia almost, because I remember reading this on the train to and from college every single day, and I've gone back and reread this multiple times, and I feel like I could recite the whole story to you. So for that reason, it's my best of the best. But I know a lot of people won't agree, but for me, just like the memories it gives me, because when I read this was like my peak reading. Like, I was reading a book every other day. Like, it was crazy. Love her. Okay, another god tier book. The Maddest Obsession. This is the second book in the Maid series, where Sweetest Oblivion was the first one. This is my favorite book of all time, and I know that's controversial. This story, these characters, the plot, like, I love the combination of the main characters, if that makes sense. Like, he's Sunshine, but she's super Sunshine and he's super grumpy, like cold as ice, no emotions, does not care. Like, love it. Christian Alistair is my #1 book boyfriend in the whole world. He's literally in my Goodreads bio because I just love him. I need to reread this year, like, I swear to God. Next we have Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm putting this in, probably would rate lower. Again, I feel like as a theme here, it did not stick with me at all. I can't recall things that happen. I remember Daisy and the main guy from the band, but I cannot remember his name. I do love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I was probably amazed by the book. I probably was super obsessed, but you know, it's been a couple years and it obviously did not stick with me, so probably would rate lower. Okay, we have The Risk, another book in the Briar series, and that is going in amazing because, you know, same reasons as The Chase, except I preferred The Risk a lot more to The Chase, but they're both 5 stars. So that's why there. Then we've got Practice Makes Perfect. Again, another amazing book. Let me move. I'm gonna move myself. Amazing. I read this one this year and it was one of my only 5 stars from this year, and just something about the main 2 characters in that book. I love it. I'm a sucker for like soft girl and like dark emo boy. Like, that trope will just get me every single time, and it did here. And I honestly, because I read The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams and I did not like it at all, so I was really taking a risk by reading Practice Makes Perfect, and I'm so glad I did because wow. Oh wow. Okay, then we've got The Right Move, putting it in amazing as well, because it's not my all-time favorite book, but it was a goddamn good book. Like, this is probably close to best of the best. Like, Ryan Shea and Indy, love them. And I just love the Windy City series as a whole. It is really amazing. If you haven't read it yet, literally, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, I'm gonna try and pick up the pace here because I've been recording for a while. So we've got Assassin's Blade, another amazing book. I definitely recommend reading this one first, just because, well, this one hit because I had no idea what would happen at the end, and then when I'm reading the other books in the series, it's like they're mentioning something and I'm getting a flashback to the pain that I felt from reading this first. So definitely read it first. The Silent Patient, I'm going to put it in Makes Sense because I remember reading this at college and I was in the library and I was reading the ending, and if you've read this book and know the ending, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that reveal at the end, I remember sitting there like in shock, but I was trying to stay nonchalant because there were so many people around, but I was like, what the hell? Crazy, 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 crazy. A Court of Thorns and Roses, I'm going to put it in Makes Sense. Obviously it makes sense. I don't think it's inherently a 5-star read for me. Like, if I was to read it fresh, new right now, probably wouldn't be a 5 stars. But because, again, this was the first book that got me into reading, the first series that got me into reading, it just holds the special place in my heart, and like the nostalgia I get, and just like when I reread that book, it was so nice because it's like you just pick up on so many things you missed the first time, and it's like, wow. Then we've got Conclave. This is another book in the Devil's Night series. I'm going to put it in probably would rate lower because I don't remember a single thing. Next, These Violent Delights. Again, I'm going to put it in probably would rate lower because I read this so long ago, and I feel like I was forcing myself to like it just because it was a Romeo and Juliet retelling, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna love it, I'm gonna be obsessed. So I feel like I forced myself to give it 5 stars. Definitely if I was to read it now, probably wouldn't be. It'd probably be like a high 4-star or something. Then we've got My Year of Rest and Relaxation. It's going in God tier. This book was amazing. It's nothing like I've ever read before, but it's so good. I'm obsessed. It's basically this woman wants to sleep for a whole year because she believes it will like reset herself and she'll be like reborn. But obviously it's not good to just sleep for a whole year. We've got The Crimson Moth. I'm gonna put it in, probably would rate lower now because I don't think you can see it anymore. Yeah, hold on. Please hold. That would do. You guys know what tier is at the top by now, so it's okay. I'm just gonna stay there now. Yeah, The Crimson Moth, don't really remember too much about it. Addicted, I'm gonna put it in Makes Sense. This is a series I really want to continue, and I love this series. I finished Kiss the Sky a year ago, and I haven't picked up another book. That's bad. So I think if I were to continue, I would start from the beginning again, because I just want to reread it in general, but I feel like I need to refresh my memory to continue. Then we've got Reckless by Elsie Silver. This is, okay, Reckless is my favorite book in the Chestnut Springs series. It's one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. Like, I love Theo and Winter. Love them. I love the story. I love, like, this book. Incredible. I want to reread it. Okay, then we've got Binding 13. I'm putting it in Makes Sense because I had a great time. Obviously, it's not a fun book, but I had a great time. Gibbsy is my favorite character. I loved it, but I haven't continued the series, and I feel like I'm gonna love the other books more, but it's just like getting myself to read Boys of Tommen. I did start Keeping 13. I'm about halfway through it, but I was reading it, and then I had surgery, and then I was recovering from surgery, and I didn't pick up a book for months, and then I just kind of didn't go back to it, so I need to go back to it. Another Colleen Hoover book. It's going What Was I Thinking, because this book is fucked up. The Toll. Get it up there right now. Get it up there. Wow, this trilogy is one of the best trilogies I've ever read. It's a YA dystopian, but don't let that put you off. It is incredible. It has romance in it, but it's not like the main thing. Like the second book, they're apart for like the whole time. But wow, the ending of The Toll, the way I was violently sobbing, like, and actually, like, this is the only book that when I think of that book and the ending, my heart actually hurts. Like, I can just feel it. Let that influence you. Okay, now we've got the Mindfuck series. I'm gonna put it in, probably would rate lower now. I think I just ate it up because everyone was eating it up and everyone was rating it 5 stars and everyone was obsessed. I feel like the concept was incredible and the book was really, really, really good. But I don't think it's my cup of tea. Unravel the Dusk, I'm gonna again put it in, probably would rate lower now, and this book was really good. I think this was a 5 stars because I read Spin the Dawn, which is the first book, and then I was halfway through Unravel the Dusk and I met the author. I went to her book signing in London and I got her to sign my books and I was like talking to her, and then I finished the book like the day after, so I feel like the vibes and the emotions I was sitting on, I was like, yes, I love her, I love the book, 5 stars. But I feel like if I was to read it now, it wouldn't be a 5 stars. So yeah. Flawless by Elsie Silver, again, probably would rate lower now because I've read some of her other books and they're so much better. I don't know, I just think the plot of this book is a little weird. Serpent and Wings of Night, this is going, oh, did I say Serpent and Wings of Night? I meant Serpent and Dove. This makes sense. I remember eating this up. It is about a man of the church and a witch and their romance. I need to reread this. This is a book I've been wanting to reread for literal years because I want to continue the series. So it's going in Makes Sense. We've got Thunderhead, which is obviously another book in the Scythe trilogy. It's going in Amazing because it was so good, but not as good as The Toll, but it was incredible. Of course, Silver Flames. Let's get it up here. This is my favorite Sarah J Maas book, my favorite ACOTAR book. I'm a Nesta girly. I love Nesta. I love her story. I love Cassian too. Cassian is my favorite of the guys. So, rock, paper, scissors. I'm gonna put it on What Was I Thinking because what was I thinking? I don't remember this book at all. So clearly it couldn't have been that great. The Hunger Games. Makes sense. Everyone loves this series, obviously, everyone raves about it. And I read The Hunger Games for the first time this year, and I'd never watched the movies before. So this was the first time I was consuming the story, and I had a great time. I really did. Okay, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Best Perfection. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love this book, and this book is based on like astronauts and astrophysics, and if you don't know, I study astrophysics at uni, so this really has a place in my heart. I had such a great time, and just the whole story, incredible. Immaculate. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Let's get out there. This is another book that I violently sobbed at the end. The first part is quite difficult to get through, but once you're through the like first 40%, the rest is amazing. Like, you need all of that build up for it to hit as hard as it did. So I love it. Malibu Rising probably would rate lower. Oh, get down here. Probably would rate lower. Like, it's still a 5 stars. Well, maybe it would be like a 4.5. It's still, I don't know. I feel like I need to reread it to be conclusive on this. It's either it makes sense or would rate lower now. And if I reread it, I'll let you know where I put it. Oh my god. I never see people talk about this book. Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. I love a Christina Lauren book. I really do. I love them. But Hazel is one of my favorite book characters of all time. Of all time. And like, she's so precious. I just want to like protect her. I love her. And I love Josh too, but Hazel is number one. Love her. And I barely see people talk about this. If you're going to read a Christina Lauren book, let it be this one. It's incredible. Okay, I'll do the next 3 all in one. So we've got Collided, Redeemed, and Wrecked, all by Lauren Asher. And I love Lauren Asher, and I love the Dirty Air series. But Collided is going into amazing because it's my favorite one in the series. The main couple and like the banter they had and the list that they were working through, love it. And then Redeemed and Wrecked are going in makes sense because I did cry at both of them. And it was so good. I just preferred Collided more because I had a good time. I was like laughing and I was like actually enjoying reading it, but the other two were making me cry. Okay, Mist and Fury is going in amazing because I prefer Wings of Ruin and Silver Flames a lot more to Mist and Fury, but it's still like incredible. And I remember reading it for the first time and I'd never read a fantasy or a romantasy, so it's like I don't know any of the tropes because I feel like now when you pick up a fantasy book and you know the tropes, it kind of spoils it. Like if it's enemies to lovers, you know that they're gonna get together in the end, but I didn't know about tropes at all. So reading Mist and Fury, and I won't say anything because I'm not going to spoil it if there's anyone that hasn't read it, but like lastly we've got Shadow and Bone. It's going in What Was I Thinking? Because I remember not liking the book, so why did I give it 5 stars? That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, this is my tier list. There's a lot of books. There's over 50 books and only 3 of them are from this year. So like, what the hell? What is that about? So yeah, that's it. That's what I have to say. That's my tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments your 5-star books or what you think about my ranking. I feel like some people will disagree and that's fine. I'm here for the vibes and the vibes only. Thank you guys so much for watching another Bookmas video. I had a great time. These sit down and chatty videos are just so fun to film. I do love it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you tomorrow for Bookmas Day 7. Officially a week of videos. That's insane. But yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!